Hey, what's going on everybody? Suro here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm super excited to share some amazing news with you today. Core Keeper is officially launching its 1.0 version on August 27th. And let me tell you, it's one of my favorite games of the past decade. And here's a cool bonus. For the first week of launch, you can get the game for 20% off. Just check the link in the pinned comment section and also the description below to find out more and grab your copy. This video is sponsored, but I promise you my enthusiasm is all real. In this video, I'm going to dive into what makes Core Keeper so special and why I'm so hyped about its full release. If you've been curious about the game or just want to know more, stick around. So let's talk about exploring the underground world of Core Keeper and why it's so amazing. So you start off in this dark, mysterious cave, and from there it's literally like you just entered a whole new world. And the best part is the game's map is procedurally generated, which means every time you play, the layout and what you find is going to be completely different from anyone else or your previous run. So this game has very high replayability. Now as you dig around, you're going to come across all sorts of biomes. You got lush caverns, you got ancient ruins, and you just have some really creepy areas. Each has its own vibe, its own challenges, and its own rewards. Now one minute you're breaking through rocks, and the next you're in a cavern filled with the creepiest of crawlers ever. Now what really gets me is the sense of discovery. You're constantly finding hidden treasures, cool artifacts, and secrets that make you feel like a real explorer. And the creatures that you run into, well, they are just all part of the world's ecosystem, and it just adds to that immersive feel of, adventure. Now the thing about Core Keeper, it isn't just about getting from point A to point B, it's about the journey, discovering new places, and never really knowing what's around the corner. It's the thrill of the unknown that keeps me coming back for more. Alright, let's dive into one of the most satisfying parts of Core Keeper, crafting and resource management. So, in this game, everything you need to survive and thrive comes from the world around you. You start off with basic tools, but as you dig deeper and gather more resources, you can craft all sorts of amazing things, from better weapons and armor to some pretty impressive base upgrades. The crafting system is super intuitive. You gather resources like wood, metal, gemstones, just the craziest of ores, and then you can turn those things into things that you need. But it's not just about crafting for the sake of it, it's about figuring out what you need to progress. You need better gear to take on tough bosses, you need a different equipment to mine different stones, different rocks to expand your reach within the world. Now, Core Keeper also offers multiplayer, and I just want to talk about that for a minute. So if you're someone that loves teaming up with friends, this game has definitely got you covered. You can play it with up to 8 players, which means you can bring along a whole crew to help you dig, build, and fight your way through the underground world. Playing with friends obviously adds a whole new layer of fun. You can coordinate your efforts, share resources, and take on challenging bosses together. Plus, it's just a blast to actually have your friends or a group or even some random strangers that you met throughout, the official Core Keeper Discord. One person could focus on mining, another one could be doing crafting, and another one could just be working on gardening or taking out some bosses. It's all about teamwork. The game makes it easy to jump into multiplayer, so you're not just bogged down by complicated setups and system. You literally just invite your friend, start a game, and dive into the adventure. They also have drop in and drop out co-op, so they could join at any moment, at any time. Now, probably my favorite thing in Core Keeper, beyond exploring and just getting all the loot and seeing what's literally around the corner, you just never know, it's the boss fights and combat. This game offers such a wide range of not only boss fights, just theming behind them. One moment you're fighting a molten lava giant slime, the next you're out there in the water trying to survive against a giant sea worm. It's pretty crazy. Each boss fight has its own unique mechanics and attack patterns, so you can't just go swinging in there blindly. You literally need to plan out your strategy, make sure you've got the right gear, and if you're on multiplayer, work together to take the boss down. It's all about figuring out what's the best approach and adapting as the fight goes on. But it's not just the bosses that keep things interesting. The regular enemies are no pushovers either. They can be tough and they can completely destroy you. So the combat system is designed to both be accessible and challenging. You need to use your skills and gear wisely to fend off these creatures villagers and survive in the underground. Now what makes the combat in Core Keeper even more engaging is the mix of preparation and action. You'll find yourself gathering resources, crafting better equipment, and refining your tactics to take on more foes. It's the constant balance between gearing up and jumping into battle that really keeps things exciting. So if you're up for some really intense and rewarding combat, Core Keeper has got you covered, and the loot is so unique and special to each boss. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's definitely worth taking down these giant behemoths. Now we've talked a little bit about base building and customization, and this game has you covered if you're someone that loves to create the most insane designs. Some of the creations I've seen from the community will literally blow your mind. So you obviously have to go up, gather a bunch of resources, take it back, and then design your own base. You start off with nothing, but you can come out with literally a massive city if you want. So building your base is super satisfying in Core Keeper. You can design and expand it however you like. You can add different rooms, decorations, furniture. You want a cozy living area, or maybe a workshop, or even a giant garden filled with crops. It's literally all up to you. You just explore, gather, and the more options that you get, the more options you have to customize your space. The customization isn't just aesthetics though. You can set up practical areas like crafting stations, storage rooms, and even traps to protect yourself from enemies. Heck, you can even spawn enemies within your base and create your own mob farms. It's all about making your base the way that you want it to be, as functional as you want it to be, and look as good as you want it to be. Now let's talk about your progression and character development in Core Keeper. So this is one of the really cool things about the game, is you're constantly enhancing your character. So at the start, you're pretty basic. You got your simple tools, you got your gear, and you got your skills that are just basic. But as you explore, get resources, tackle challenges, you start to level up. You gain experience points that help you unlock new abilities and improve your skills. It's like watching your character grow from a newbie to the most seasoned adventurer. One of the fun parts is you can specialize your character as you progress, so you can focus on different skills like mining, combat, crafting. This means you can tailor your playstyle for what you enjoy the most and implement it in how you want to play. So do you want to be a master builder? Focus on your crafting and base upgrades. Do you prefer fighting? Invest in combat skills and gear. The progression system also keeps you motivated. There's always a new skill to unlock or a new piece of equipment to find. It gives you a sense of accomplishment as you hit new milestones and see your character become stronger and more capable. Without a doubt, one of the most amazing things within Core Keeper is its pixel art, the way it looks, and the soundtrack. First off, the pixel art in Core Keeper is fantastic. The game uses a charming, detailed pixel graphics that really bring the underground to life. Each biome, creature, and item is designed with care, making every corner of the world interesting to look at. Whether you're exploring a glowing cavern or you're out there in the open sea, the art style adds a lot of personality and depth to the game. And then there's the soundtrack. The music in Core Keeper is perfect for setting the atmosphere. It's ambient and immersive, matching the mood of each area you explore. The tunes add to the sense of adventure and make wandering through the underground even more enjoyable. It's the kind of music that makes you feel like you're really part of the game's world. Together, the pixel art and the soundtrack create a unique and engaging experience. They pull you into the game and make each moment feel special. If you appreciate great visuals and music, Core Keeper definitely delivers in both areas. Now let's talk about the updates and community engagement. So the game gets regular updates, and it has for the past year or so whenever it's been in early access, and I'm sure that there's a lot of content planned for the future. But what they've always added was new content, features, and improvements. It's not just about fixing bugs. The developers are always working on fresh content that keeps the game exciting, whether it's new biomes to explore, additional crafting options, or cool new enemies to battle. There just seems to always be something to look forward to. Heck, they even have in-game events for holidays such as Christmas time, Lunar New Year, and so much more. Now what's great is how the developers listen to the community. They're active on social media and in forums, and they take player feedback seriously. This means that your suggestions and thoughts can actually influence the game. If there's something you'd like to see or a bug that needs fixed, there's a good chance the team will take it into account. This ongoing support and community engagement make the game feel alive and responsive. It's clear that the developers care about the player experience and want to keep things fresh and enjoyable. Now, one last thing I want to touch on is the modding and community created content. So, one of the awesome things about Core Keeper is its support for mods. This means you can tweak the game to fit your style and add even more features. There are mods for everything from new items, new gameplay mechanics, and it's just a great way to personalize your experience and keep the game fresh. But it's not just all about the mods. The community also gets involved with creating and sharing their own content. You'll find fan-made designs, custom items, and even entire new game modes created by other players. It's like having an ever-expanding world of content to explore, all thanks to the creativity of the community. So modding and community content make the game more dynamic and allow you to tailor the experience to your liking. It's fun to see what others come up with and try out new mods that can change up how we play. And that pretty much wraps up today's video. So I hope you're excited as I am for Core Keeper's 1.0 release. And it's just literally been one of my favorite games. I genuinely think that you're going to love it too. And remember that the game's official launch is on August 27th. And for the first week, you can grab it for 20% off. Don't forget to use the links in the pinned comment, as well as the description below, to check out more details and snag your own copy of the game while it's on sale. Thank you so much for watching the video, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next one.